And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Good morning, Vietnam. I don't think we have a huge fan base in Vietnam, but shout out to them. Monday, October 14th. It's 9:45 a.m. on the dot. What's going on, peeps? How's your weekend? Good. Can't hear you. It's all right. I can feel you guys are driving to work right now. Maybe you're at work listening to this. Maybe you're at the gym listening to this in your earbuds there. Your boy's fresh off the plane from Las Vegas. I was out there for the Olympia. Grand old time out there in the Olympia. It's always fun seeing my boys, Thor, Juji Mufu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I just call him John. I don't know his entertainment name really, but him and his wife are absolutely fantastic. Smart people, man. Smart people. Just there. Who else? I was with Kai. Big Kai Green is there. A lot of meat at the Olympia. A lot of meat. A lot of muscle. Guys and gals. A lot of muscle. A lot of muscle going around there. Smells like protein farts in there. It's a good time, though. It's hard to make me look small, but that will do it. Being next to Kai and Juji and Thor, you look pretty small. And Rain wants us to flex, so your boy had to flex about 5,000 times. Poor Thor, though, because he's on Game of Thrones. Gets a lot of Game of Thrones fans, even though it was shot about 10 years ago, maybe 15 at this point. He's still the mountain to them. And guys will sit in line and have Thor pick their wives up, and I feel like this is a strange move. And then some wives or girlfriends was like, "Can you pick me up?" And you can see the guy just die inside. He's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Oh man, it's a weird move. Weird move." I feel like Brian would have Thor pick up his woman. I feel like it's a very cuck move, but teach their own, man. Teach their own. I also went to I think it was, I don't know what league it was. I think it's Tough Enough. I went to some fights with my boy JD from Black Buffalo. Check out some fights, some local fights at the Virgin. That was fun. I remember those days like it was yesterday, man. The days when you're just fighting to make a name for yourself. Nobody's famous. There was a female on there, Asian lady that works out of the MMA lab who was a beast. I think she was like 5-1 or 6-0 as an amateur. I'm like, this girl needs to go pro. She lit up some poor white girl. It was rough, man. But she needs to go pro. But yeah, it's cool to see there. Cool to see. Shout out to Vegas. I'll be back there for SEMA. So doing the damn thing. Probably have some news for you regarding the giveaway. This week should be done by Thursday, I would assume. So we'll see. T-Ad travel ball yesterday. It's Sunday League. Not travel ball. It's Sunday League. It was in Santa Clarita. T's in a slump. Not going to lie to you guys. It's not all home runs and strikeouts in Little League Baseball. T's in a slump right now. And I try to convey to him that even Aaron Judge he's in a slump right now. It's the playoffs. Ohtani went 0 for 4 the other night. It happens, dude. But 8-year-olds, it's hard for them to understand. And I try not to say the word slump around him. In the pros, they when they're in a slump, they look for a slump buster. That is another word for it. Not my word. This is their thing. Slump buster is an ugly chick you sleep with at the strip club. Can't do that for 8-year-olds, so you figure out a different slump buster for an 8-year-old. I don't know if that's Legos. I don't know if that's a video game. Something to get them out of this slump. Anyone has any advice, please DM me how to get an 8-year-old out of a slump. It's tough on him. It's tough on him. For me, he had a lesson. I got upset at him because he didn't take any accountability. He's blaming his team, and that drives me absolutely nuts. Drives me nuts. So that was his life lesson yesterday, taking accountability. It's like, bud, it's not the team. It's you, bud. You think you added to the team yesterday? You played terrible, bud. He knows he played bad. He has this new face because he always wears eye black, and I got this special eye black. He's like, "Dad, can you take this eye black off right now?" And hand me his change. He's like, "I don't deserve these," because he struck out. I'm like, God, quit being so dramatic. And then he was like, "Can you take this eye black off?" I'm like, you think it's the eye black? You think that's causing the issues? You might be right. You might be right. But it's just tough conveying to 8-year-old that he's in a slump, I don't use the term slump with him. I'm like, it's baseball. Happens. it happens, and then also like, dude, if you 3 out of 10 in the pros, you're in the Hall of Fame. I get it, but that's the pro level. In little league and in high school and college, you probably be dominating if you plan to play beyond little league. You should be dominating. I hate when people say that. If you just hit 3 out of 10 in little league in the pros, you know you're in the Hall of Fame. Like, yes, but you have fucking Nolan Ryan pitching to you. At this level, you should be dominating. You should be going 7 for 10 at least. If you plan to play, you know, beyond little league, you should be dominating. So that's where he's at. We'll figure it out. Anybody have any experience with that? Holler at me, man. I could use some help with that. My favorite is my brother shared this story with me when Pete Rose died. You know, greatest hitter of all time. His son, who also played baseball at a high level in the pros, he was like 0 for 12, and he called his dad for advice. Pete Rose goes, "Why are you calling me? I never went 0 for 12. He goes, "I don't know what it's like. I can't share any fucking insight." He goes, "I never had an off 0 for 12 season. What are you talking about, dude?" Hilarious. He's like, "Oh, okay, Dad. Thank you."
Okay, love you. Bye.
He's like, "Why are you calling me, dude? I have no experience in this. I didn't go 0 for 12. Right. Okay, love you. Bye. Yeah, it's tough. It's frustrating. I'm frustrated for him because he puts a lot of work in. And when you go, 0 for 4 and 2 strikeouts, he almost hit a home run, went to the fence. But it was also, he swung at a high pitch. He knows better, dude. And if he would have got his legs into it, it'd been out of the park. But he just swung at a high when he likes the high ones, And then some little Mexican dude, some little Latina throws heat, change up, dude. And at 8 years old, to have 2 pitch, when you can not, because it's usually just fastballs. It's very rare you see like a slider or a curveball. It's not happening at this age. This little bitch had a change up, dude. Shut the team down, baby. They finally figured it out. We're losing 7-1 the entire game. It was the boringest game of all time. And then finally the kid's like, "Oh, this kid can throw changeups," and they start to get his timing. And we ended up tying 7-7. They scored 6 runs in the last inning. Yeah. Not because of Tiger. The kid still hit him with the changeup. Changeups are funny, dude. Changeups are funny. Especially at 8. Kid has a changeup, he's fucking Hideo Nomo. If a kid just has a fastball and a changeup at this level, you're Nolan Ryan. This kid was balling, dude. The bummer is our team travels well. Like all the parents, good parents, all the parents there. This team, I don't know if they're just bad or what, but no parents. There's one dad in the stands. I'm like, that sucks for the kids. That sucks. Maybe they're they're not from out of town because it's Sunday league, so it's all like teams in the area. But bottom line, if you have any advice on how to get out of a slump, holler at your boy. Also in Vegas, I also met up with Petey, the rescue pit bull. Nice feller as advertised. Nice little feller, man. Chin's not a fan of it. He doesn't think I should bring a pit bull around the kids. I grew up with pit bulls, so I'm a little biased. I think they're the greatest dog on earth, but it all depends who's the owner. And you don't want like an abused dog around kids, right? Because they might have some trauma, and that who knows. Maybe the owner always stepped on his tail or stepped on his paws, and then if your kid stepped on his paws, his PTS comes out and he rips their face off. So you don't want that around the kids. You can manage that if you're an adult and it's just you and the dog, but he doesn't come from trauma. He came from some old lady had him and just left him in a crate, but she wasn't mean to him. He just wasn't living to the fullest, so she's like, I just can't handle him, so she gave him up, and now he's with a great trainer, Tino, and they brought him to the hotel so I could see him. And there's a travel ball team staying there, so it was like 30 kids. There was 2 teams, so 30 kids, probably 24 to be honest. But and people coming in and out the hotel lobby. He was wagging his tail, super friendly. He's a bulldog pit bull mix. His head is bigger than yours, Chin. Yeah, dude, you got a head like a Rottweiler, but this thing is
bigger than mine.
He drools a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Drools a little bit.
We can deal with that.
I can deal with that. It's a problem with wifey though, so we'll see. And the fine white hair, that could be an issue. But he was cool, man.
He looks adorable.
Oh, he's cute. If you're just listening to this on audio, Chin has pictures of me and him. We're best friends. I'm all up on him, by the way. But he's just a good dog. He looks like, if you can't see the picture, Just picture the dog. Picture the dog from Little Rascals, Petey. And his name is Petey, and my kid wants to change to Hummer, right? Because we love Hummers where I'm at. There's a sexual connotation with the Hummer, right? I said, how about we name him Humvee? What about Humvee? Hemi.
H1.
Cummings. Cummings is a little sexual.
No, Cummings a little bit more.
A Cummins engine's cool, man.
Diesel, yeah, I get it, but Cummings a little more sexual.
If it was a female, could name it Allison for Allison transmission. Borla's cool, exhaust. There's all sorts of car names. Kids want a car name. You like H1?
H1 sounds like a cool. People don't have that name.
H1's pretty cool.
Dogs don't have that name.
H1 is something Elon Musk would name his kid.
Yeah.
H1, dude.
H1's cool.
Yeah, it's a Hummer too. So
yeah, you're right. Casey doesn't like it.
No, I don't care for that. It's too.
he named his dog Noodle.
His legal name is Henry, and he answers to Mr. Noodles.
His nickname is Mr. Noodles. I call him Blonde Roast.
Dude, imagine H1.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, Chin. Oh, I like it. I like it, Chin.
There's no personality in each one. Like what? It's like a locker combination, not a name.
He's a machine.
Yeah, he's a machine, dude. Does it make him more intimidating? We're trying to bring it down.
Yeah.
Do we name him like Larry, David?
Larry David
Larry David.
created Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, dude.
Just name him Mike or something like that. Just a regular name. I like that for dogs too.
H1.
I like food names.
Carl. H1's pretty dope.
Pretty
I'm
badass.
leaning towards H1, and my kids will take to that so easily.
You know, it's your journey, but I don't support it.
It's my journey. It's going to go either way.
So you guys are both at a dog park, right?
Yeah.
Casey's calling Henry, Noodles, Mr. Noodles, and you're like, H1. Come on.
Yeah, you're going, that one, that guy's gay. That one's not.
Noodles is amazing, but yeah.
Noodles! Noodles!
Noodles heel.
Noodles! God damn it, Noodles. H1. Yeah, I'm like an H1. Look, he looks like an H1, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. On the left, he doesn't. On the right, he does. We'll see how it
Big,
goes.
wide body.
Let's take a little break, and then we get right back into the serious-ass episode of The Schaub Show. Listen, did you know that there is a one phase of sleep that almost everyone fails to get enough of? Yep. Did you know this? Do you guys think you're struggling with your sleep? Sometimes, even if you get sleep, you wake up exhausted. It ruins your productivity for the day. All right? And sometimes you're just lying awake at night worrying about all the things you have to do the next day. It ends up killing your energy levels for the next day. Well, guess what? Ever since your boy started magnesium, that's right, magnesium. With the help of magnesium, this is a huge breakthrough. Adding magnesium to your nightly routine, you can get the sleep you deserve. You wake up refreshed, all right? Magnesium Breakthrough has helped solve so many sleep problems, from winding down at the end of the stressful day to tossing and turning, waking up groggy. Magnesium Breakthrough has been a complete game changer. Magnesium Breakthrough is the best whitey ass. Unlike other magnesium supplements that might give you 1 to 2 forms of magnesium, Magnesium Breakthrough contains all 7 forms of magnesium, designed to help you calm your mind, help you fall asleep, stay asleep, wake up ready to go. All right? So if this sounds like something you could use, man, just like all Bioptimizer supplements are best in class, if for some reason you feel you're not getting enough magnesium from the supplement, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. They are so confident they will offer a 365-day money-back guarantee. All right, so don't miss out on the most relaxing sleep ever with Magnesium Breakthrough. For an exclusive offer, go to Bioptimizers, that's bioptimizers.com/Schaub. Use the promo code Schaub during checkout to save 10%. And if you subscribe, not only will you get amazing discounts and free gifts, you will make sure your monthly supply is guaranteed, so you never run out. You get the best night of sleep ever. Bioptimizers.com/Schaub.
Yeah.
The project I got this week is we're creating a content garage, because we keep renting out garages to shoot all the content for the giveaways. So enough of that bullshit. So I got to turn my garage into the content garage.
At your house?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I got to clear that out today. I already ordered the lights, the cool, trendy TikTok lights. And then I'll have to do something with the garage floor, but we'll do it out of there. Me and Mark decided that. Got the lights coming tomorrow. I'll clean out the garage and we'll shoot on Friday.
We'll shoot it live.
We'll do it live.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. There were some fights this weekend. Brandon Royval, God, when you guys can get on that train, that kid is a monster. He looked fantastic. Here's my thing with Brandon Royval in the Tatsuro fight. It was a split decision. I don't agree with that. I thought Brandon Royval, he really handled that fight. The first round, he really struggled. But after that, on the feet, he should have kept on the feet and he would have got a finish. He could have finished that cat. Boy, is he fucking good, man. Damn, is he good. Shout out to Daniel Rodriguez for getting it done. We needed that. The biggest one is in boxing. I doubt you guys watched that. I was at the Olympia when this fight was going on. I think it was the middle of the day for us. So I had to watch it this morning. Bivol versus Beterbiev. Two of the pound for pounds going at it, right? I think it's like number 3 and 4 or 4 and 5 going at it. Here's my thing, and no one's gonna, especially in the boxing world or just in the fight world in general, I don't think they give out enough draws. Like, this fight should have been a draw. Like, you can see how they give it a go up for me, Chin. Keep going. Beterbiev. What a tough freaking Beterbiev and Bivol. You can see how they give it to homeboy. You can make the argument for either of them. I think it should have been a draw. I think unless it's clear, those rounds, especially the early rounds, the later rounds, I can see that as argument. There's some rounds when you watch it, I've watched it twice now, they're so close. It's all, you don't want to say biased, but it's when they're that close at this level, there's nothing wrong giving around 10-10. We don't do it enough. And I think it's okay when the guys are this fucking talented, when they're this world class, for it to be a draw. If there's no clear-cut winner, a loss really screws somebody over. And the trajectory of their career really fucks people over. So I think having more draws in this world would be a good thing. Because then guaranteed rematch, and until there's a clear-cut winner, they keep fighting, dude, to see who the best of the best is. But when you just go, I guess this guy won, that's not going to work for me. And also the judges, there's no accountability. Because in boxing, it's different than MMA. They take they take like defense, like they'll score defensive guys, really good defense. As far as like ring control, it's one of the last things they score. But obviously in MMA, they score it. It's the last thing they score. But in boxing, like defense will win you some points on the card. Being aggressive will win you some points on the card. Punch landed, stuff like that. But I just feel like it's just up to the eye of the beholder, right? The powers in the judges, and it's okay to have a draw at this level. 2 world-class guys that's that close. Make it a draw. Make it a draw. Just builds for the next fight. Just builds for the next fight. Make it a draws are okay, man. Especially when it's this damn close. And the problem is there's no accountability for the judge. And like, if you even had, we don't need the 3 judges on a panel. That'd be great. That's never happening. But if you just had a representative of like, this is how they came to the draw, or this is how they came to Beterbiev winning, or Bivol winning, and explain it to the fans, that would help. Or this is how we scored it this round. That would help. You know, just some sort of explanation of how you came to this conclusion that this guy won when it's that close. I think that would help tremendously. I think it would also help when, you know, you can see there's a robbery. This was not a robbery. This fight's so close. Either guy could have won. But you can go back over the history of boxing, the history of MMA, and there's robberies. Wouldn't it be great if they had to answer to that? Again, not that exact judge. That would be phenomenal. I'm not that stupid. I'm stupid. But if they just had a representative for the judges go, I spoke with them. This is how they scored that 3rd round. This is how they got there. People go, that's insane, but at least we have some sort of accountability. This should have been a draw, though. So damn close. At that level, a loss is so significant. Draws should be okay. Jaws should be okay. Let's take another little break here, because when you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Allbirds, Skims, Dry Fast All Gas, whatever it is, you think about a cool product, cool branding, brilliant marketing, but you're forgetting one little thing that they all have in common, that they're all powered by Shopify. All right. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Cha-ching. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. DryFastAllGas.com is powered by Shopify. It's so freaking easy. They help you out. It's home of the #1 checkout on the planet. All right. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more with Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Dry Fast All Gas, all right, that I told you earlier. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, SCHAB, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Schaub to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Schaub. This is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting part of the NFL. And DraftKings is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. If you're new to DraftKings, try bet on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. Here's the reasons for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. New customers, you bet 5, you get 200 in bonus bets instantly. So score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code SHAUBSHOW. That's code SHAUBSHOW. For new customers, you get 200 bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crowd is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
But outside that, kind of a slow weekend. You have a fight night this weekend, which is complete trash. But then you also got the PFL. Can you guys give me an over-under how many pay-per-view buys this does? So your main event is Francis versus Ferreira, right? Two monsters. Battle of the Giants. It's going down. Battle of the Giants. Awful marking on PFL's part, but whatever. They have Cyborg versus Pacheco, who she beat Kayla Harrison, so she's no punk. Johnny Eblen, who definitely top 2 middleweights in the world, no matter what organization is fighting. Leon Edwards' brother. That's a fun fight. And then after that, it gets dicey. Then after that, it's names you can't pronounce. But then you got McKee doing the damn thing against Hughes. That's a great fight. McKee's so damn good, too. Stotts is always fun. Breno's fun. Solid card. I mean, you can't even compare it to the UFC's fight night. Then you have Brian Callen fighting on the left there. So that's cool. That's Brian Callen if he's super hairy. That guy's older, huh?
He has the look of an older dude, but he's got to be young.
I don't think so, Chin. That guy's older. His gray in his beard and a hairy chest. That's old man strength, dude. We're talking about Nada versus Sammy. Sammy?
Slippy, slappy, Swanson.
Slippy, sloppy,
Samson.
Swanson. Samsonite.
I was way off.
Right there. Way off.
Let me just see how old he is.
You guys didn't tell me. Give me your prediction. Pay-per-view buys for the PFL Battle of the Giants. So creative, by the way.
Because they're big.
They're big. They are big. I'll give them that. Battle of the Giants. Chin, pay-per-view buys?
That's pay-per-view, so like 100,000.
I'll take the under on that.
Under hundo?
Yeah. I think that 80 range.
That's fucking atrocious, Casey. I'm with Chin. I'm going to say between 100 and 110. And that would be a success for them, I think. There's not a ton of marketing. This is why I told you that Francis never fight MMA again, and I have to retract that statement because he's fighting this Saturday. I mean, I love Francis. Ferreira, biggest asset. He's just a big dude, and also there's this narrative that he's super wild and non-technical. Man, he's pretty athletic. He comes from the Nogueira's camp. With his losses, jiu-jitsu's kind of his Achilles heel there. He's had quite the losses, though. So it says only 3 on his record, but there's some no contest there. Like, you have one here. Original decision for his opponent, overturned after he tested positive for banned substances. Okay, who's not taking that stuff? They lost again. It got overturned. It was a win for his opponent, overturned after tested positive for banned substances. So that's fine, that those were overturned. But he actually has more losses than we know. He kind of hit the scene by knocking out Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader is a 205er all goddamn day. Stylistically, that was such a perfect matchup for him. Ryan Bader didn't really even try to wrestle. I don't know why, with the reach advantage from Ferreira, he would even attempt to play Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and he paid for it. Francis' level of competition is so much higher. This would be like an SEC team playing a Conference USA team, if that. I mean, his strength of schedule is not even remotely close. Considering what Francis was able to do to guys like, well, not even Cyril Gahn, that one he had one leg, but was able to do against like an Alistair Overeem, Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez, a Rosenstruck. Because Rosenstruck versus Ferreira, do you think Rosenstruck would beat Ferreira? Probably. Francis mollywopped him in 20 seconds. But again, Ferreira's such a big dude. Don't be surprised if he caught him. When they're this big and heavy and athletic, shit happens. Battle of the Giants, and whenever there's giants in the name, shit can happen. So if you're better, it's not a bad idea to toss some money on Ferreira. Do I think he's going to win? Absolutely not. Could he? Of course. He's huge. Shit happens. Francis is coming off that awful loss against freaking Anthony Joshua. And you got to assume that was bad, dude. But he's always been known for a good chin, too. That's the thing. Like, no one gives Francis credit for his chin, which they should. Francis has been competing at such a high level in striking, and this Ferreira dude is just a striker, but he's wild. But the thing about Francis striking, you would assume it's gotten better. His defense has gotten better because he competed against Tyson Fury, went 10 rounds with the Tyson Fury. A lot of people think he won that fight. And obviously he got mollywopped against Anthony Joshua. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is Francis' defense and his footwork and his progress to get better at striking, I would assume, has gotten significantly better. And he's already one of the top dogs in the division, if not the best heavyweight in the world. So you'd assume that's only gotten better in MMA. There's been guys that just focus on boxing, it screws them over in MMA. Andre Arlovsky, BJ Penn, when they start really focusing, working with Freddie Roach at Wildcard, it caused some issues when they got into MMA. With Francis, I don't think that's the case. It's heavyweight, so it's different. He's such a power puncher. I think his defense is going to be better. Again, they're big, so shit can happen. Could Ferreira land one? Of course. Is this fight going to go the distance? Absolutely not. If it does, disaster. I don't see it get out of the first round. I think Francis absolutely walk-off KO home run.
And you mentioned off air, too, that Renan's reach is like a problem, too. And I think it's like 3 inches on Ngannou.
But the thing is, he had 3 inches on Ngannou, but like 2 inches. So when with Bader, he had such advantage, he can sit in the pocket and just pull back and not get hit and then let you counter. Can't do it with Francis. Can't do it. There's no way this fight goes the distance. Not a freaking chance. I can't believe it's a pay-per-view. I'll be watching it, though.
Yeah, I think the price was like $49, so it's not crazy.
Oh, okay, then I'll take the over.
You taking the over?
I thought it was
100K.
Yeah,
$50 ain't nothing.
It ain't nothing, but I mean, I'm paying 80,
79?
80 every
79,
freaking month. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 49. 19 euros in Canada.
It should be free.
I mean, this one especially.
That pay-per-view should be $4.99. It should be free because they want to get their name out.
This one
they're
should
not
be free.
established, especially as a fucking pay-per-view model. You know how hard it is to sell people on pay-per-views? It's a disaster, dude. It should be free.
The first one, without a doubt. This one, the big one.
Yeah. Francis' first fight in PFL, and you got to charge for it? I get it, though. Francis been a pay-per-view guy for how long? And he's coming off the big boxing matches. I bet he goes 100, 100, 115. And Francis is going to win that fight. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance can be a lot, man, but guess what? What if I told you Progressive lets you call your own shots with auto insurance? Because they have the Enter the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for your car insurance. They'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you freaking options. Now, that's something you want to get in on. So to get a quote, it's easy. You'll be able to choose the best option for you and fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Get a quote today by using the Name Your Price tool for yourself. Join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Go to progressive.com. All right. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price coverage match limited by state law. Progressive.com. This episode is also brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, who are in the business of keeping your car on the road. I'm redoing my garage, making a content garage for all drive fast, all gas. And I needed paint, auto paint. They have it all there, man. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. They got thousands of parts and accessories, either in stock or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. If they don't have it, sometimes it shows up same day from a different shop. They're the absolute best. I love O'Reilly. I'm always there. Those are my family. Those are my peeps. O'Reilly is the absolute best. So whether you're a car rookie or freaking expert, you'll notice the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are super knowledgeable, helpful, best of all, super friendly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/shop. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/shop. O'Reilly. Let's get back to the program. What else you got, Chin?
Our boy Ben the Bane Davis. He had his BKFC debut.
Savage.
Were you able to watch it at all or no? Against Oscar Willis, another journalist?
No.
So, he did lose, but he was a badass, dude. He got knocked down, I think, maybe 5-6 times and tried to continue, and then the ref just eventually said,
The guy knocked down 5 or 6 times? Let me
I
see
can
the video.
okay.
Well, the guy he's fighting is jacked.
I don't know if he's jacked, but hold on. Let me fast.
And do you recognize that guy that he's fighting? Is the homeboy from the Mac Life?
Yeah.
Does he have any experience, though?
I think they just trained for this.
Dude, what? Even though Ben got knocked down, what set of balls on him to
Exactly.
wild? I mean, I'm sure people are hating on him. Dude, that dude from Mac Life is playing for keeps.
He looked good. Definitely looked good.
Dude, the set of balls you got to have on you to do bare knuckle. I don't care who you're going against.
Yeah.
The guy has a Muhammad Ali tattoo, dude. You think you're going to beat a guy that has a Muhammad Ali tattoo?
And he's covering combat sports. Of course, he's definitely, training and stuff.
That's wild.
And Ben looks in way better shape than the last time we saw him, remember?
Still rocking the turtlenecks? Yeah, he used to have that skinny fat build. He drinks too much.
He does drink quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
bet he's slowed down on that with this.
Yeah, for sure.
Conor, man. I don't what so our boy Ben, the Bane Davis. I love Ben. He's such a good person. Thank you for all the love and support. I'm sorry I couldn't put a better show on, but I'm so proud of Oscar Willis. We had such a fun time building up this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best.
The balls on him is fucking insane. Oh, here's the pre-fight press. I just want to show you the video of how Ben spoke here.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? All right, that's about all I know. I'm really excited about this opportunity. Massive thank you to Dave Feldman for this, and shout out Oscar for being the one to put this on my plate and put it together. It's terrifying. Guys, this is bare knuckle. Face like this, I do not fucking belong here. But I'd be more scared of turning it down and not being the guy to take advantage of opportunities. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to bring the best that I possibly have into that bullfighting arena. I know Oscar will too. We're going to have a great time. It will be the lowest quality fight in BKFC history. I love setting records like that, man. Can't get lower. No, we've trained really hard. I know he's put in a great camp. I put in a fantastic camp, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's kick this off the right way, baby.
He's the first fight of the night?
I don't know if it's the first.
I bet.
Probably.
Good for him, man. He's a
badass, dude.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Does he have to keep getting punched in the face, though, for content?
No, but I'm sure he has so much more respect now that he's in there doing it, because most people would not do that. Dude, but bare knuckle. I understand if he did like boxing or
which he's done.
MMA is also like scary, but bare knuckle, like he's dude.
Yeah, it's no punk.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Super cool. Hopefully, he doesn't do any more though. Which I agree with. He doesn't need to.
I love that dude.
So remember we talked about this last week that Dan Hooker went to BKFC and he wanted to talk to Conor about a fight. Apparently, Conor is like saying that that's going to be his next fight in February. So I'll just play this real quick.
What's the message for Floyd? Conor, do we have a date for the comeback yet?
February 4th, Saturday, ready.
Who's the opponent?
So he said February 1st, 2025. Dan Hooker.
Kind of.
he's so...
Everyone's like, oh, here we go.
Who knows what's going on with him, dude?
He's so good at marketing, though. He knows this to get carried, but yeah, I don't know. You see him just wilding out. Like, do you see him at the soccer thing?
Huh?
You see him at the soccer thing? I think it was Chelsea or Liverpool where he got on the pitch and wasn't supposed to.
No.
Oh wow. Have you seen this case?
I did, but I didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, he was they didn't invite him. He just got on there, and it's like impossible to get on the pitch, like literally impossible. It'd be like just rushing to the field in the NFL game and then get with one like say Tom Brady and start play fighting with him, and they put his like bear on there, like it's.
Oh yeah, I saw this, and he was doing like leg kicks on the guy and stuff.
Yeah. They came out and were like, "Hey man, we're looking into this. Like this isn't what we're doing. Like we don't want to be part of this. We don't want to be part of the Conor McGregor business. Like we have an alcohol sponsor. Like it's not." How we got in there?
Game though, it looked like practice to me. I just assumed.
I don't. Maybe it was in game or it was before the game. But either way, you're not supposed to do that.
Speaking of wilding out, this is also Conor at the BKFC event, and then you could see him. Like, hold on, this is next to his wife too, by the way. I should stop playing because of the audio. But you see, he grabbed some girl's hair, and then that girl, I think that's Bret Hart, which is like a
fighter
that dated or married another fighter.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, he did that, and then his wife was right there, and he kind of like backed off and joked around about it.
Yeah, D's been through some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship's like. I don't know.
But he's wilding for sure.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot too. Again, he didn't know anything. If he just was like, I'm done, good, man. One of the greatest runs of all time, You can do no wrong in my book when it comes to that stuff, but, I'll tell you what I don't want to see. Him versus fight Floyd Mayweather.
I know, so he was saying that they're actually in talks, but who knows what that means, man.
Yeah. None of that matters because he's on a contract with the UFC. They're sure as hell not going to allow that. He says, the conversation's ongoing. I fought Floyd at 150 pounds, which is a low weight, so he brought me all the way down. It was over 12 rounds. I never fought 12 rounds. Now the discussion at my weight, higher weight, 170 pounds, maybe less rounds, so I would fancy it. I don't fancy it.
It's not exciting anymore, yeah.
They'll do it for a cash grab, Someone in Saudi Arabia or something pay him a fucking truckload to do that. That's probably in the future once he leaves the UFC.
I would watch it, but I wonder how the casuals will, because that's the main,
He's such him and Floyd, I don't know.
So it might do well. All right, so this is Dana White saying how, the last person to defeat Alex Pereira was on Dana White's Contender Series.
Artem.
Yeah, and he did like a knockout or something. Like he performed very well. Dana's saying that Alex Pereira told him afterwards, like, sign him to the UFC and convinced him to sign him to the UFC.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
They just fast track him for meat for Alex. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think people were saying if that actually happened and then he beat Alex, it's like that story is just insane. Yeah, Alex, Izzy, and then
that's Alex's story. Yeah, it's wild.
So he's going to be part of the UFC.
That's cool.
Did you see the bout announcements for UFC 310? So Belal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yeah,
Shavkat.
Dude, sometimes it's a struggle.
Dude, who are you telling?
And that's what we have so far.
So finally, Cyril Volkov. This was fight earlier. They got pushed. All this is fine and dandy. What I don't like is Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque.
I know, it sucks, dude.
They misspelled Tony Ferguson.
Huh?
That's not how you spell Tony Ferguson. That says Vicente Luque. I
Oh,
was
I
told
told.
it's Tony Ferguson.
Yeah. That should have been.
That makes no sense. Why wouldn't you do Nick Diaz versus Tony Ferguson? It's the easiest fucking matchup of all time to make. It makes all the sense in the world.
Way better numbers too. Without
Yes,
a doubt,
it just
man.
doesn't make sense. Vicente Luque is gonna fuck
I
me
know.
up, dude. It just doesn't make sense. I like that they rescheduled Aljamain and Ivalov. That's a great fight. This is for December, right?
Summer 7.
Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes. That's a fun one. Tatiana Suarez fighting. All right. Aljo, Sirgan, Pantoja, Kai. All right.
That's a trippy one too, because Kai Asakara just barely got signed to the UFC, and he's good, like really good, but not like.
It shows you where the flyweight's at. There's nothing there. Belal Shavkat's, that's a fucking scrap.
Yeah, dude.
Now, Brian's going to tell you that this will do over 1 billion pay-per-view buys because of the Middle East and all that shit, but it's not.
Oh, because both.
But that fight on paper, especially for the hardcores, like this is a great. Aljo, Mozart's a great fight. Tatiana's fighting. That's a solid card.
No, definitely a solid card. Yeah.
Dan was like, wait till you see what we have for December. I was like, Conor's coming. And he's like, wrong. Here's Pantoja. You're like, okay, I'll still buy it.
Against a debuting fighter.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like about UFC's website. I'm pretty sure I complained about it before, but that's what they have so far for UFC
TBD.
310. They don't put the actual headliners. They put the other ones.
Why wouldn't you have that on the website? And then when Dana White announces it, you go to the website and it's there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they do it.
UFC's like, because we're worth $2 billion, fuckface. You do what you do, we'll do what we do.
Which is
And I
perfectly
go,
fine.
You got it.
Yep. All right. Alex Pereira's sister did a combination knockout.
She's a little
karate
beast.
combat.
Left hook.
Yeah,
Family
it
left
runs in
hook.
the family. I'll just play real quick.
Bad left hook, too.
It's hard to see it, but it's so
Yeah, that
fast
family
and
got
powerful,
the gift of the left hook. She's a little beast.
yeah.
Let's take another little break. This is the last one because have those drinks with your boys. If you're watching your CU Buffs lose to Kansas State, you're pulling your hair out and you want a drink to make up for being depressed about your CU Buffs, or if you're watching the UFC, or if Francis loses this weekend, you're going to need some drinks. Go ahead and have that drink because I got something for you. I'm talking about Safety Shot, the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 minutes. When you take these, you can have those drinks. You wake up the next morning, you're refreshed. You have a sharper mind, body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. So go ahead and have those drinks. Have it on me. Get a little four-pack and pick it up at a Bevmo, local Bevmo, or order online. All right? Super easy. It's super freaking easy to get your mind right so you don't have to leave the party early, get made fun of by your friends. All right? Just go to drinksafetyshot.com. Use the promo code Brendan. Get 10% off. Get that four-pack. Chill it up. Drink it. Have your extra drinks. You're ready to go. Drinksafetyshot.com. Promo code Brendan.
This is John Jones talking about potential brain issues. I'll just play it for you.
My whole 20s, going home with a headache all the time, no concussions. And now, when that
This boy is not
really
listening.
upset. I feel like I did something wrong. So I really, really try to protect that.
I know who it is.
Because after you get punched in the head enough times, your ability to see things coming goes away. I've been teammates with guys who you couldn't hit, and then towards the end of their career, they couldn't stop a jab. They just couldn't stop it. Your ability to, like, for your brain to process and to react quickly goes away the more you get hit. So really, really, I've had teammates, they're not the bad mouth, but one of my teammates, John Dotson, he would get punched and he would go, hit me some more. And I never thought that was funny.
He ain't lying, man. Especially back in the day at Jackson's, at TKO's, at Grudge. Like, we had some wars. And, you know, Shane recently came out, Carwin, who was, you know, like a brother to me. And Shane's struggling, man. That's my main training partner, you know, And I know he's been struggling with some issues for a while now. And behind the scenes, we've been trying to get him help and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's tough, right? You hear horror stories. You know, Shane's unfortunately one of the horror stories. He got into a little older. He had a football wrestling background, but then, you know, when you're sparring like the way we didn't know any better. It was like smoking cigarettes back in the day. You just thought you could smoke and suffer no consequences. You were just idiots, man. We were just meatheads, and me and Shane, that's all we had.
That science wasn't there either yet at that time. You didn't know for a fact.
But also, come on, man. What did we think was going to happen? You know, I'm one of the lucky ones. But it helped me out because Shane was such a shit, dude. I'll argue with anyone. Hardest hit in the UFC of all time, Shane Carwin. If he hit you flush, it was fucking trouble. He knocked me out in training. Right before I fought Ben Rothwell, he knocked me out. So I'd be like, oh, I don't have a chin. No, you don't know the story. I got knocked out 4 days before that by Shane Carwin. When I fought Nogueira, he knocked me out in that camp. Those are the most memorable ones. And then he knocked me out when I fought Mitrione, and I won that one, you know? So it's hard to tell.
He knocked you out that many times. Dear heavens. And in training.
But here's the thing. I would zip and zag, 1,000 times, and the one time he'd catch you, hit so hard, you paid for it. Yeah. But it helped me, avoid punches, and that's why I was light on my feet. Like, oh, he's an athlete. Now I'm fucking terrified. So I had to have good footwork, I had to have good footwork, and I was elusive, and that's all because of Shane. He was like a brother, man. Love that dude to death. Now he's suffering from it. It came out, in this antitrust lawsuit. He's part of it, and Shane's paid a dear price. You're talking about one of the smartest guys to ever fight in combat sports. When he fought Brock Lesnar, he was still I think some sort of engineer. I don't get it wrong, but he's an engineer for the city of Greeley, and making six figures. And Dana called him. I'm not saying anything I don't think he has said, but Dana called him and was just like, "Hey man, you gotta quit your job. Like, it's such a bad look. We're doing the countdown show and you're working a full-time job." And Shane was like, absolutely not. And he's like, what if we paid you this amount of money? He's like, no, man, because fighting's so short-sighted. It's so, the career's so short. Like, this is how I, insurance for my kids and for my wife, and it's how I pay the bills. And he's like, he refused to. And because of the way that we trained, because we were meatheads, we didn't know. Even the coaches, we'd spar twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, like all out wars. And because of that, Shane, he can't even keep a job, dude.
It's that bad right now?
Yeah. He went from being a engineer, to he can't be a bouncer at a fucking bar.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He can't. So that's what you're dealing with, Shane's in the thick of it, man. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. We tried to get him help. The UFC did fly him down to the Apex thing, and they tried to do stuff. So to Dana's credit, as soon as Dana found out, he, that's who I called. Through my contacts, I tried to get Shane some help. And as soon as Dana heard that Shane was having some issues, he flew Shane down there, and they tried to, I don't know enough about it. I don't know if anyone does, but he's the worst of the worst right now. And that was a guy who... Terrible. One of the smartest people you've ever met, too, We used to laugh. God, we're idiots. We used to laugh because we'd get in our car and we wouldn't know how to get home after sparring. We'd call each other and laugh. And thank God I'm all right, Somewhat all right. I don't know. Who knows? I talk for a living. I do a lot of creative stuff, which I think helps me delay whatever's headed my way. Who knows? But for Shane, he was older. And also, there's this thing, Shane did it, where you can check sort of genetic capability if you're more prone to concussions. And I had the whatever it is, the marker that showed that I'm not. That I can handle concussions. I know, surprising to most of you out there. I'm sure the comments are flying off the charts right now, making fun of me, which is fine. But, Shane did have the precursor where he suffers from concussions. It's just the roll of the dice, And Shane, had concussions from football. Shane was a high-level football player, linebacker at Western. Had a shot with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think. And then he said he got a lot of concussions wrestling as well. But what has he said, Shane? Can you bring up what Shane said? Who's this?
So this is part of the antitrust thing where Verdum came out and said he's dealing with CT symptoms right now too.
I suffered many concussions. I fear that during my career I've suffered TBI and no symptoms common with TBI and CT, including irritability, anger, anxiety, insomnia, and memory loss. I have many lesions and scarring in my brain.
This made me think of you because he says, I have a cyst that is centrally located within my brain, making surgery thus far impossible. And you said you had a tumor, but you were born with it, right? It's somewhere.
They think.
They think?
They don't know.
So it could have been caused by fighting? No.
Could have, yeah. By the time they caught it, I was, 5 years deep into fighting. I think I was born with this not growing anymore. I should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, dude.
This stuff is scary, man. Especially because I got kids.
Sorry to bring this up to you guys.
It's important. It's important that we don't talk about it. Like we talk about, even I do. It's like, oh, there's a fight night this Saturday, not a great card, and we skim over it. No, hold on. There's a fight night this fucking Saturday, and I know there's not huge names on it. There's guys on there that are going to be like this. And I wouldn't change anything. That's what's fucked up. I wouldn't change anything. My life's fantastic.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But people are like, oh, you're hating on the UFC. I bleed the UFC, man. It's all I do. I love the UFC and all the opportunities they've given me. But when I talk about fighter pay and compensation, there's not enough money in the fucking world. Like Vince McMahon. It's like, remember Vince McMahon, that meme? He's all... There's not enough money in the world. If you ask Shane Carwin if he could do it again, if you give him $1 billion, Shane's really bad.
Fuck, man.
Bring up what Shane said. There you go. Click on that declaration of Shane Carwin. Ready for this? All right. Keep going down.
Let me click on the entire thing.
Yeah. No, you'll hear some guys that say they have CT and we blow it off, right? Shane's a former world champion and also didn't have that long of a career overall. Shane didn't have a ton of fights. So he says, while fighting for these guys, I suffered many significant injuries and concussions. I fear that during my career, I've suffered traumatic brain injury, depression, mood swings, irritability, cognitive tests, conductive at the Cleveland Clinic. I've suffered damage to my prefrontal cortex and left hemisphere. I spend days in bed suffering from bouts of paranoia and fear and anxiety. I've been hospitalized twice to treat addiction. Here, stay there. Go up. Ready for this? Despite, no, it's so hard for me to through. Fuck. I'll get there. Hold on. Despite having a degree in engineering from Colorado School of Mines, I've been unable to maintain adequate focus to hold down my engineering job. I face serious challenging, meaning basic.
Damn.
Former world champ. I face serious challenges in meeting basic everyday expenses for food, shelter. Fuck. He has kids. Give me a break. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, you're talking about here's what's going on. You're talking about a former fucking world champion, one of the best knockout artists, even though he didn't have a crazy long career. And because of the trauma they suffered being a professional fighter and, college football player and college wrestler, he can't afford food, shelter, and transportation to function in life. So I'm not hating on the UFC. I'm not hating on Dana. This would have happened if Shane fought in Pride, if he fought in PFL, if he fought in one championship. It's why it's so important. It's tough, right? So let's say they win the lawsuit. Let's say they win the lawsuit and they send Shane, I don't know. Let's play crazy world. Let's say they send him $30 million. Shane gets $30 million. So take money, food, and transportation is not a worry of his anymore. He's still fucked, dude. He's still screwed. He has kids. He has a wife. I don't know if she passed away. She has cancer, stage whatever, 4 or 5 cancer. I don't know the fucking degrees. But Shane's an instrument because for the most part, I'm a fucking moron. So if I get any dumber, it's like whatever. Shane wasn't dumb. Shane was a very high functioning human being in this world. Shane is smart amongst smart people. Shane got a degree from School of Mines. That's the Harvard of the fucking Midwest. School of Mines is so hard to get into, and he dominated that shit. Dominated. One of the smartest people you will ever meet is Shane Carwin. He can barely tie his fucking shoes. He's not doing great. So he goes on to say, I'm sorry for crying, man. I'm not getting through this. It just, it's Shane Carwin who, you're going to start crying.
You don't have to be sorry, bro.
Yeah. It's Shane Carwin who paid for my training when I can afford it. It's Shane Carwin who had one fight when I met him. I had none. And he forced me to he signed me up without me knowing into Golden Gloves because he knew I'd win. And he cornered me. And I cornered him in his second fight ever in Mississippi. We had nothing, dude. Just me and him. All we had was me and him. We didn't have big bodies because we're both so big. We only had each other. He'd call me his little brother. And now he's dealing with this. That's why when a fighter walks in a room with any other major athlete, you guys bow down. Because there's warriors like Shane Carwin. He said this would truly be life-changing money for me and other members of the class. These funds would allow me to obtain health care I need to keep a roof over my head and food on the table. Sad reality is the funds years from now may be no use to me. I need these funds now.
Just desperately. That's fucking crazy.
Again, you're not talking about a kid from the favelas who came from nothing. You're talking about a guy in a room full of smart, educated people would run circles around them. Can't afford food and transportation because of the damage he took fighting the UFC. I know it's not fun to talk about. I know, let's talk about Francis Ferreira, or let's talk about UFC, whatever it is, 307. I get all of that, guys. I'm with you, man. I don't like this shit either. I'm tired of it, too. But if Shane was your brother, was your uncle, you'd probably be singing a different tune. And I'm not going to get 100 next week and keep fucking harping on this. Because, again, there's not much I can do. When it first started, was I part of it? Of course. Hell yeah, man. I wanted to rally the troops. It's tough. You're fighting an animal that you don't know how to deal with. The UFC is such a monster. And the reason I say UFC, and it's all leagues, is because UFC is the creme de la creme. If you're going to sue, if you played football, you're not suing the CFL. You're not suing the Arena League. You're suing the top dogs because you get the most money because they're the most successful. It's kudos to Dana. There's a reason why the UFC is the face of this. Is because they're the top dogs. They're the monopoly, and they should be. There's nothing wrong with being a monopoly. The issue is it's such a double-edged sword. I don't want to see the UFC go away, but you got to take care of guys, man. This is just a matter of time. Shane's one of many. It just so happens that Shane's story is fucking heartbreaking. He wasn't a dumbass. He's not an idiot meathead like me. I know he looks like it, and you guys want to assume Shane's this big, dumb animal. He's fucking not, dude. When Shane was younger before all this, he could have sat on JRE and ran circles around any guest that Rogan has had in that room. I'm fucking telling you, man. He was a monster. Analytics, numbers, dude. He's like fucking Rain Man. It just so happened he's in this 6'3", 280-pound shredded body. And you guys want to assume he's a meathead and write him off? I get all that. I'm telling you, you're wrong. And now he can't afford food. And his kids. I don't know. I know his wife, hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn. His wife had like stage 4 or 5 cancer. They gave her 3 months last time I saw him to live. And here my dumbass is. We went through the exact same training. I had more fights than Shane. I got knocked out more than Shane in the octagon. What else did he say on that? That's his thing. Shane needs money now. This is going to take forever, dude.
This looks like the last page.
He goes, I also understand the UFC has publicly vowed to appeal any trial verdict against it, and that entry of any judgment in the case and resolution of those appeals could take several years, which he does not have. So even if the fighters won at trial and on appeal, any recovery would likely be delayed for several years. This is why I'm not a billionaire or a mega millionaire. I do all right, I'm not crushing it. I do good, right? I do well. If I'm Dana, if I'm the UFC, they're damn near billionaires, or I'm involved with Fertitas, Fertitas are billionaires. I get you got this case going on. I just don't understand when you have all that going on, Shane, he has a case here. How do you not just go, all right, for the rest, there's going to be a few outlier cases here of guys that have really bad. Nobody probably has it worse than Shane. How do you not just go, I get it, dude, boom,
Yeah.
10, 15 mil, your troubles. How can you not just take yourself, step back for a second? I know sharks, savages, CEOs, all that shit, entrepreneurs. I get all that, and you guys deserve it all. You did it. Can we be human for a fucking second? Could you just be a fucking human being for a second and go, here, dude. Here, man. We know. You don't have to do it publicly. Just as from fucking human to human, man. This guy put his life on the line. I've seen it, dude. I was with him every step of the way from day fucking one. He's such a good person. How can you not just go, yeah, man, that's terrible. You can't afford housing and food. You lost your wife. The kids aren't doing great. Here you go. Don't worry about it. That's pennies to these guys. And what makes them so successful is they don't have that compassion. I can't understand that. I cannot understand. My worst enemies could call me right now and I'd help them out. And that's probably why I'm at where I'm at and not like a lot of the other people, and that's fine. I just don't understand how you can read this and what Shane's going through, and go have a conversation with Shane. I've talked with Shane. Have one conversation. How you don't go, holy fuck, here you go. How's that not a thing? How's that not a thing? And for you new to MMA, and they're like, Shane Carwin, this old guy. Oh, buddy. Keep going down.
I think that's the most recent settlement, which they did, right?
I mean, when there's outlier cases like this, and Shane's an outlier here.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Such a smart guy, engineering, give him work a fucking bouncing job. How they just don't go, we know court takes forever and we're going to appeal and do our thing, but this, okay, boom. I don't know. I can't understand it. People go, well, if they do that and then opens up, I know. Can you do it on the side maybe? Can you toss them some cheddar on the side so you can function? I don't feel like that's an insane ask. Maybe I'm the minority. I would imagine most people listening, yeah, we do the same thing. Yeah, we're not fucking billionaires. We're not fucking tycoons, who are fucking savages, and that's why they're at where they're at. And nothing's going to fill the void of those people. There's not enough fucking money in the world. Because if there was, they would stop right now. They can't buy any more things. They can't buy any more cars, any more houses, any more planes. They will never fill that dark fucking void. And that's why they can't understand and look at a guy like Shane and go, oh, holy shit, here you go. That's why. For those of us listening, the fucking normal people out there, we go, we can't comprehend it. We're not tycoons. We're not billionaires. That's why those people are like that. You don't want to be them. Trust me. You do not want to be those fucking savages. It's not a fun world. I know you see them on Instagram and TikTok doing all their thing and jet setting. That ain't shit. They're never going to fill the void. And they have money. It's a fucking curse, man. That one's tough.
Yeah. Can we lighten the mood a little bit?
Too much?
Huh?
Too much.
I mean, one more current event, which I think is great. Have you seen?
Last thing on this.
Yeah.
If you're new to MMA, if you're, I know the antitrust lawsuit and all that shit, you're sick of it and blah blah. I'm with you. I couldn't agree more. And I know it probably hits closer to home because Shane's, dear friend. Just read the affidavits. Read what some of your favorite fighters are saying, and then let me know how you feel. I'm not saying don't stop watching UFC. I'm not saying any of that. I love it all. I'm just saying be human for once and step back and realize what these guys are putting on the line. This is the future. This is it. This is what you're seeing. This is it. And so you can roll your eyes. Oh, you're a hater on the UFC. You're a hater. No, I love the UFC. I love Dana. All I'm saying is just be human. Can we just step back for a second? I know, beast mode, savage, billionaire, this. Could you, the amount of money you guys put into marking the slap fight league, could you take a fraction of that and give it to Shane for me? That's not how business works. I get all that, dude. I own a business. I get all that. Could you take a fraction? I'm talking 1% of the bullshit marketing you put into slap fight, or get the fucking Qatar, the Middle East deal you made, the blood money that you made. Could you take 1% of that, give it to Shane for me? That's not going to bankrupt you, is it? No, of course it's not. Could we be human for one fucking second? And then we can go back to, beast mode, Trump 2024, all that shit. I'm with you. I'm one of those guys. But at some point, we got to step back and be fucking human for a second and go, holy fuck, one of our brothers is suffering here. Yeah, but he's always stupid. Wrong. It's one of the smartest motherfuckers to ever come from the UFC. I'll tell you right now, I'll bet anybody any amount of money. The two smartest people to ever grace that octagon, straight up any educated person they'll go fucking toe-to-toe with is Josh Barnett and Shane Carwin. Good luck fucking arguing with those two. They're not meatheads. They weren't born like this. This is all a result of them putting their life on the line, entertaining you inside that octagon. Could you step back for a second and change somebody's life and not do it for the media attention? Do it under the table. I guarantee somebody from the UFC is going to see this. I guarantee you. Can you just be fucking human for a second and save somebody's life? Because he doesn't have that long. And then what happens if, God forbid, he does pass? Who knows how? Then what? Then what do you think happens to the case? You think that helps you? If you want to put your business hat on, you think that helps you? What else you got? We can also stop there, Chin, unless you got anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
honestly, there's like, I don't know how to go past that. So,
All right, well, this took a weird turn.
but it's an important message, man. So yeah, it's good. It's good that you talked about it.
You know, trust me, I hear horrible stories from fighters all the time.
Yeah.
And I know the fans get sick of complaining about, you're the one signed up for it. I get all that. Could you be fucking human for a second?
Yeah.
Say you have a fight night this weekend. I know Conor's not on it. You're probably not going to watch it. You got a bunch of people putting their lives on the line. Tune in.
Yep.
How about that? Is that it?
That's it.
You got Francis Ngannou and Ferreira fighting pay-per-view. Support them. All right, I'm out.